Okay, Mike.
It's the MythWits, a geek pop culture web series broadcast live for video and audio podcast. Watch us live at MythWits.com and find us on YouTube and iTunes. Bringing you the news and reviews about pop culture. We have comedy skits, play nerd-tastic games, and have extensive on-location con coverage. And now, your hosts.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to the MythWits. I'm your host, Peter Bryant, and that was an interesting opening.
Hey, we fixed the sound, right?
Yeah,
We're, with a Band-Aid and a rubber band, but we fixed it.
we covered it with some chocolate,
whatever works.
with a chocolate bar and some aluminum foil, right?
That voice sounded familiar. Who is that guy?
I'm your host, Peter Bryant, and before we go any further, this show is not safe for work. Joining me tonight is my co-host, Michael Kafis.
Hey, Pete.
Yes, what's up?
Is this show safe for, I don't know, painting?
Yeah.
Painting?
Sure.
So if you
Absolutely.
had to paint your house with, friends, inviting friends to come over to paint
Yeah, sure.
your house.
You should come on
Yeah.
up. You should do that.
I did.
Yeah, and
Did.
how'd
Look,
that go?
hey, look at my hands. Look at my hands. I didn't get a drop of paint on them.
You are the best painter ever.
Yeah. Except, look, they're arthritic. You know why? Because I didn't paint. Evidently, hey, if anyone ever asks you, hey, if Pete says, hey, would you like to come help me move? I mean, would you like to come help me paint? It's not. It's moving. All right? Painting is moving for you. Yes. And by the way, Pete, we've been having some arguments about you and where you live now. Because, see, you used to live in a rural kind of an area, and you don't live in a rural kind of an area anymore. You live in the country.
No, just up the road a couple. Just a little bit.
No. You
Just a
live
holler.
in the country, okay? And let me give you some. I've made some observations over the weekend, helping you paint.
One exit.
As we were going back and forth to the store to get more paint boxes, okay? You evidently, you live in a place where snakes. You have a place called Snake Lane, okay? You have a video rental store. You have a video rental store where you live.
Doesn't
okay?
everybody?
It's
every city?
free membership. No, they don't. See, Blockbuster came in and destroyed all of the video stores, the mom and pop shops. Remember that?
No. We still have. Hey, we got Family Video here in Texas. That's still standing.
You know what? Texas is the country, Brian, much like where Pete lives, okay? And I've also have some other things that you need to understand about the country, okay?
Obviously.
This is to let you know if you live in the country or not, okay? When you have to close your car windows because you're afraid of not of your car getting stolen, but because the badger will rip up your upholstery, you might live in the country, okay? When you have an equal amount of car dealerships and tractor dealerships, you might live in the country, Pete. And these are all things that I have observed, okay?
You done, Jeff Foxworthy?
Oh, no, not yet. No, I have more. When you can go to Rita's and get an Italian ice, a tattoo, a haircut, and see a chiropractor all in the same building, you might live in the country, Pete. Okay? When there are more churches and houses and liquor stores per square mile, then you might live in the country. Okay? And finally, Pete,
Oh, God, thank goodness.
when the town that you live in has the word hick in it, would you please tell everyone where you live, where you've moved?
It might be an area called Hickory.
Hickory. There you
Hickory.
go. I'm done. Let's move on. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take so much time, but I had to get that off my chest.
Okay. All right.
Oh, Hickory's lovely. Come on.
Have you been to Hickory?
Of course I've been to Hickory. I'm born and raised in North Carolina. Come on. I had family in Hickory once.
Oh,
Of course they left quickly and moved to the coast, but still. I've been to Hickory.
That's Hickory, North Carolina, and I've actually been there too because that's near Hendersonville.
Wait, there's more than one Hickory?
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
Shit.
This is Hickory, Maryland.
Yes.
I can't defend Hickory anymore. It's a terrible place.
It is horrible. No.
Well, there's a video store. There's a video store with free rental. Pete, please. Who was this lovely lady we're talking to?
Well, hold on, wait. We'll get to the beautiful co-host that we have tonight, our guest. But first, we have to introduce our one and only super soul sounds of our news anchor, Brian O'Vera.
Here we go. Oh, yeah.
Barry O'Vera.
Big Daddy Barry.
Yes, our news anchor, Brian O'Vera. All right. And, of course, our guest tonight is the wonderfully talented Mur Lafferty. Mur Lafferty is... I've
been to Hickory.
Oh, she's been to Hickory? Yes, she has.
I'm going to put that in my bio now.
Okay.
Mur Lafferty, been to Hickory.
She is an author and an OG of the podcasting world. She's one of the elite few that started into this thing way early on, as I understand it.
I like to wave my cane around when I talk about the old days of podcasting.
Not in my RSS stream.
If you swing hard enough, you might hit T. Morris, because I think he's going to come on a little bit later and run his promo for their next book. Their
Philippa Battings?
No, the History of Peculiar Occurrences. It's their fourth book, but I'm trying to think of the name of it, and I don't have it off the top of my tongue. Anyway, we'll move on to that in a little bit.
Off the top of your tongue?
Yeah, that.
That happens when you live in Hickory.
And the tip of my head. So, anyway, welcome to the show, Mur.
Thank you.
You have a new book out. Well, let's go back just a real quick. You only have a limited amount of time, so I want to make sure I hit all the important parts. But you have a podcast called I Should Be Writing, and if we could talk about for just a few minutes how that came about, because I know I know a little bit about the backstory, but I'd like to, if you could share it with our audience.
Sure. Back in 2005, where's my cane? Here.
Get off my lawn!
So back in 2005.
Oh my God!
This is actually a weapon my daughter made me for Christmas. So,
oh, nice. Okay.
It's handmade. It still has the bow on it. Back in 2005, I was already podcasting. I had a show called Geek Fu Action Grip, where I talked about just basically did essays I wrote about geek culture, and back then. I was unpublished, and there was one writing podcast that I knew of, and I'm pretty sure it was the only one at the time, which was Michael Stackpole's The Secrets. And I listened to that obsessively, but I realized that Mike was talking from a point of view of a veteran who had been around the block and knew what was going on, and talking down is the wrong term, but you know what I mean, not derogatorily, but just, here, students, let me tell you about the publishing life. While there was nothing out there that was kind of like for specific beginners, and I thought I'd been rejected a whole bunch of times, and I hadn't sold anything, but I knew people who thought that a rejection meant that they were complete crap, and that they needed to quit. I knew people who were terrified of even submitting, and I had just come off a 10-year hiatus from writing, and I knew people who thought that if they'd had that big of a hiatus, they were done. So I decided to do a show for beginners from the point of view of a beginner who had learned a couple of lessons. So I called it I Should Be Writing. Actually, T. Morris named it for me. I wanted to do a writing podcast, and I didn't know what to name it, and T came up with the name I Should Be Writing. And so I've been doing the show, essentially letting people know that rejection doesn't kill you. Taking a hiatus doesn't kill you. There's very little about writing that does kill you, despite all the fears that beginning writers have. Right. I have recently launched a new show called Ditch Diggers, where I talk about writing from the point of view of somebody who's trying to make a living of it. And the concept is ditch diggers do not arrive at work and have ditch digger block. They get to work and they do their work because they don't get paid if they don't. Right. And so if you want to be a working writer, you have to stop thinking, oh, I'm not inspired, oh, I've got writer's block. No, you have to think, well, I have a deadline and I have to do the work. So Matt Wallace, a friend of mine, and I are doing that show, and it is not safe for work, unlike I Should Be Writing, and it's rude at times. But so I talk about writing from the beginner standpoint, and now I'm talking about it from the more grizzled, bitter pro standpoint.
Making money is bad. Evidently, that's,
read my blog.
What, me? No, I'm sorry. I feel dirty now.
You're creeping on her. So,
Yeah.
so and then okay. So what was the first book that you came out with that was published that you got out and you got published?
Well, professionally, I had a small press book out in 2008 called Playing for Keeps, which was a sort of satire of superheroes. And then I had a sorry.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I listened to. I remember I started listening to that, and then something happened, and I wound up like I'm gonna get back to that. And I never got back to it. Like got about 2/3 of the way through the story, and I'm just like, and now that I'm like when I got you on the show when you confirmed that you're coming on the show, I was like, I never went back and read that book. I was like, but I gotta read this other one first so I have something relevant to talk about. But go ahead. No, that was pretty good.
Well, I've been publishing in a very strange way ever since I started podcasting, so I didn't know if you meant that or the Shambling Guide to New York City, which came out from Orbit in 2013, which is my Monsters Are Real, and they travel too, and so they need travel guides just like we do, and who writes those? So.
And where did you get the idea for that? Let's move on to that. So where did you get the idea for that? For the a travel guide writing a heroine?
In 2005, when Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans, I was writing for RPGs at the time, and a bunch of RPG writers and I got together and decided to do like a source book for if you want to set your story in New Orleans, here's some hooks and stuff.
Right.
And so we decided to let that benefit the Red Cross. And my bit was I decided to have a tour guide who loved her job so much that when she died, she came back as a zombie and kept doing it, only for monsters visiting the city. And I wrote like a 4,000-word story about basically looking at the city from a monster's point of view, where you want to stay, what crypts you want to visit, the fact that you can't sleep underground because it's below the water table, stuff like that.
Okay.
That's really awesome. I love that idea.
No,
So the idea stayed with me, and I wanted to take it to other cities, and so it just kind of marinated for far too long, and then I decided to turn the writer into a human to do that whole fish out of water thing. So the human is a travel book writer, and she is looking for a job and can't find anything, but discovers that A, monsters are real, and B, they need travel book authors, and they have no one to edit them because they have no idea how to put that kind of book together. So she gets a job with this monster travel guide publishing company.
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't know what to expect from it, so I'd heard about it before, and I hadn't. I've been thinking about checking it out, and then when I booked you for the show, I was like, oh, I really got to check it out now. So I went and got it. I had no idea what to expect from it, because like traveling guide for Shambling, I'm like, oh, what's this going to be like? And I was really pleasantly surprised. So if you're watching this now and you're thinking, like, could that be, how would that work out? Could that be done well? And it really was. It's funny. It doesn't take itself too serious, but at the same time, it's a really good story. I mean, it's a great urban fantasy type story, but it doesn't take itself. It's not like it's kind of like, I guess it's not like Buffy, but it's fun and lighthearted like Buffy is. I think, at least that's my opinion of it. But it's definitely not like it's not anything like the Buffyverse at all. It's its own thing, and I really like it. And it's funny because as I was listening to it, I knew that you had done some stuff for role playing, and I could hear the influences of that because we do a lot of role playing.
Oh,
play
really?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Big time. I've designed a couple games, couple not role-playing games. I've worked on stuff with other people for role-playing games. I've worked with Art Halsorian. Matter of fact, Mike Pondsmith's one of my buddies. So at any rate, I could really hear the influence in that.
What game
That's
companies
cool.
have you written for? What game systems or publishers have you done work for?
Mostly White Wolf and Sword and Sorcery, which is White Wolf only Dungeons and Dragons type stuff. This was way back in the D20 days. I did a lot. I did a little bit in the Dark Ages series and in the relaunch of Mage and Vampire. Very little bit, like part of a splat book kind of thing. But I was heavily involved with Warcraft and then World of Warcraft when they started doing that tabletop. So I wrote for several Warcraft books and one Exalted book at the time. So and a couple of little things here and there, but mostly it was White Wolf and mostly it was D20.
Okay, cool.
And who did we interview, Pete? Mark? What is
Two people. Mark
Right.
Rain Hagen, the guy who invented Vampire. He was on a couple of weeks back. And we had Jess Hartley on just recently.
Cool.
So yeah, we've gotten a lot of White Wolf exposure here.
Yes.
But which is fine, because White Wolf is awesome. I've played quite a bit of White Wolf. Played both the old version and the new version. I like what they did with the new version. I think it was a major improvement. But all right, so you came up with this travel guy, this travel agent, who travels with the dead, and there was some really funny parts in it. I'm trying to think. There was in particular, and I don't want to give anything away because I want people to read it and I want them to have fun with it. But it had to do with like the air sprites.
Right.
I'm trying to think of the name. Pixies. Sprites, Pixie, but anyway, so they were going into a bar and they were getting they liked scented air, but they had to be careful with it. So there was some I liked the bit on that, and then you got a little racy in one part, which I thought was interesting.
I did.
Yeah,
I did. It's the reason why my daughter can't read the book. It's just there's a main character who's an incubus, and succubi and incubi feed on sexual release or something from mortals. So incubi usually feed off of women, and succubi usually feed off of men. I do have a gay incubus in the book, but he's kind of a very side character. But so the best places for these guys to go is sex clubs.
Right. And what I wanted to say about that is that it caught me off guard because I didn't think it, I was like, you were listening to the book and all of a sudden like, whoa, we're going there, aren't we? Which was cool because it also wasn't out of place. Like I like the way you handled it. Normally I don't listen to or don't read too many books that have that kind of stuff in it, and it was kind of nice to have something different because like I totally wasn't expecting that. I'm like listening to it, I'm just like, we're going there. I was just like, wow.
It's funny. I've had a couple of complaints, but my editor told me to play up that scene. She wanted it racier, so I did. I did what she said.
No, I think it fit. No, it was perfect. I think it was totally within the bounds of the story that you set up. I don't think I could see some people doing something like that to get shock value or to just jam it into a story, but it played in. I think you played it in really well.
Thank you.
I think it gives new meaning to 50 Shades of Grays.
Oh Jesus.
Was that low hanging? Was that low hanging fruit? Sorry.
Way too low hanging. That's how low we shall hang our heads on that one. All right, but so you finished that book, and now you have the Ghost Train to New Orleans.
Right, and that is the follow-up when my person is going to New Orleans to write the New Orleans book. Okay,
and so I haven't gotten to the end of it. I'm like, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes from the end of the book. So that story finishes up. Now, is there like a time period between? Is it like a year or two? Is she getting more into her role as the editor, or does this take place like very shortly afterwards?
Pretty shortly afterwards, because the events of New York happen at the end of beginning of December.
Okay.
And she needs to get to New Orleans before Mardi Gras. So.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. All right. So it's shortly thereafter. So it's not like the story takes place where she's gotten, she's like really in the groove with this writing thing, and so she's still writing.
Oh, no
Okay.
groove.
Oh, good. Okay. All right. So she's still going to be fish out of water-ish and still getting sidelined with things.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Good.
Fish out of water, and her publisher is a vampire who basically has threatened everybody on staff if they try to mess with her. You can't eat the human because she's our editor and we need her, and he's not there.
Oh, okay. Oh, so he's not with her.
He doesn't go to New Orleans with her.
So does John head down to New Orleans as well?
No, John's
Okay.
not in book 2.
Oh, okay. I like the John character. He's fun.
Thank you.
who- Does anybody go with her?
Oh, yes. Let's see. Gwen, the death goddess, goes with her.
Right.
The vampire couple, the sire and the cranky son, Kevin and Opal, they go. And then Birdie, the baby dragon, goes, and they hire someone new. In book 1, I have Zoe, our character, interviewing new writers, and she interviews a minor Norse deity who is it's very cranky, and she doesn't hire her, but now she really needs someone who knows New Orleans, and she finds out that this Norse deity spent some time in New Orleans, so she hires her and takes her with them. And
the healing deity, right?
Yes, the healing
Okay, good.
deity.
Good. See, I paid attention in class.
You really did, because that was a minor scene, but it was. She's a fun character to write because she's very proud and full of herself and very much like a deity would be, although she's a healer, so her rage is not quite as destructive as you would expect a god's to be.
Right. I'm gonna heal you.
Mer, do you read your books? I mean, are you your audio versions?
Yes.
I assume there's audio versions. So do you read them yourself?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, Mike, if you listened, you'd know. No. No, and you did a really good job on that. You do more of a straight read, though. I've noticed. Yeah.
I worry about consistency.
Right.
It's the whole if somebody's in chapter 1 and they've got a certain kind of accent, I'm gonna have to remember they have that kind of accent in chapter 35, and I'm always terrified I'm not gonna remember, so I do a straight read because I would rather it be straight all the way through than inconsistent. Right.
And I understand that completely. I mean, especially if like coming up with all these different voices. I know we had Scott on the show, Scott Sigler on the show, and he talks about that before, where he's like sometimes I'm running out of voices, and he has a hard time remembering all those from time to time. So he said he has to go back and think and like have the guy talk again and go listen to him again.
Yeah, especially after more than one book, remembering how people talk is just that's really. You have to really plan ahead of time. It's like if you just thought at the very beginning to take a little bit of each dialogue and just have it there so you could listen to it.
Right.
But no one does that.
Right.
Or at least I don't. If Scott does, then fuck him. I mean, he's all. I've been podcasting for 10 years. On March 23rd, today is Scott's 10-year anniversary. I'm very happy for him. I love Scott very much. So don't get me wrong. I just like to give him shit. I've signed his books before he signed them, so he would open up the signing page and say, "Ha, I got to your book before you did," kind of thing.
That's funny. He did a story for you in your Keepsy universe, right?
He did.
The pink torpedo.
Yes, he did.
So, yes, of course he did the pink torpedo.
Yes. He's been a good friend. So, very talented. And I did a story for him. I did The Reporter, a novella in his GFL universe.
Yeah. You know what? I got a copy of that. I bought a copy of that, and then I couldn't get it to work on, because I just read on my iPhone. I have like a Kindle app on there. For some reason, I couldn't get it to work. I did something stupid, and again, another thing I never got back to, because I'm always busy and running around with whatever ADD I have, and I'm like, one of these days I'm gonna get back and read the damn book that I bought. But,
it's a fun story because he gave me a character who everyone hates, and I got to do a story from her point of view.
Is that
So-
Yolanda Davenport, right?
Yes, the
Yeah.
reporter that basically it's like she reveals a whole bunch of stuff, but the stuff she reveals, she's not lying.
Right.
Oh, I like her.
It's not like she's making up a whole bunch of lies about what's going on in the GFL.
Right, and the one of the big reasons why, one of the really big reasons why I want to find out what goes on in that story is because I know there's things that are going on now, or at least in the last couple chapters or whatever, that I would probably understand better because they keep mentioning her and like how she reported in the past. I'm like, what am I missing here? What bit of information is not included here that I would like to know about that would help me, with the whole big picture, the whole big story. So anyway, that is that. So I don't want to keep you past your time because you probably got to get up and go to work tomorrow or got kids or whatever whatever it is you have to do. So let's make sure we hit anything that we haven't hit.
What's next? What big project
Yeah.
next? What's your next big project, Mer? Like
It's-
whether it's something
well-
that's in the works or like you can't wait to get it started.
Well, the one project's a secret, and the other project is I'm doing part of a shared world novella series that will launch in May, and I'm not sure how much I can say about it, but it's a lot of fun. I'm working with some very talented authors, including Max Gladstone, who is a Campbell-nominated author and a tour author, just amazing guy. So we're doing a sort of crossing the librarians with the Vatican kind of thing, and it's a lot of fun and taking my writing places it hasn't gone before because I can't get too wacky because I'm using characters in situations that everybody else is using too. So I'm gonna have to put on my big girl pants and not go so humorous, but.
Well, we understand you can't talk about that, but getting back to the secret though, we can. What do you got going on with that? What's the?
Oh, the secret, right? No, I can't talk about that.
Are you?
Sorry, I don't know what I could say.
Is the Shambling Guide series going to have a trilogy to it eventually? No.
I had a 2-book deal and they're not renewing anything, but I probably will be self-publishing a Vegas story
Okay.
because there's some dangling threads, and you will be happy to know that John will be in that one.
Oh, good. Okay. Oh,
John
John
the
Vegas.
Incubus.
Of course, he'll be in Vegas.
Yes, John the Incubus will be going to Vegas with Zoe. So
Oh,
that's-
she's in trouble. She's in so much trouble. All right, well, awesome. So, real quick, then let me pay the bills here a little bit. Make sure you all go to Murverse, MURVERSE.com, and follow Mur on Twitter at Mighty Mur, and make sure you go buy all of her stuff. She's got a lot of good books, a lot of good stories. She's an excellent writer. And
MIGHT.
oh, I'm sorry, MIGHTYMUR. Mighty.
Yeah, that started out as a joke, kind of like you call big guys tiny, that kind of
right.
thing.
Right.
It's all a low self-esteem joke.
Yeah, that's Tiny Mike over there, right? What?
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 I'm MIKEKAFES. That's how I do mine.
All right.
I'm sure there's no trademark in there infringement
Right,
or
sure.
anything. So.
Absolutely not. All right, Mert. Well, thanks for coming on the show. We really
Thank you
appreciate
guys
it.
for having me.
Yeah,
Thank
absolutely.
you, Mer.
And
Please
and if you
come back when if you have more time or anything else you want to push. Once you're a MythWit, you're always a MythWit. So.
Excellent. I'll let you know when I have something else to peddle.
yeah,
We can talk
absolutely.
more role playing. We can talk more geek stuff. We love geeking out with people about what they're watching, what they're playing, and stuff like that. So.
Okay. Sounds
All right.
good. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Awesome. Thanks, Mert.
Okay. Good night.
Good night.
Take care.
All right. So I'm gonna bring Mr. Morris into the room.
Mr. Morris.
Let's do this. All right, while we're waiting for T to come in, let me go and load up the ting.
Did it change? The last
T.
time I checked, it was still. He was still.
He sent me a ting. He sent me the ting, Mike.
Dusting.
Yes. Ah, there he is.
Shh, Brother Timo. Brother Timo. Hallelujah. He is on. Yeah, Brother
Mike.
T. Brother T. Your mic. Your mic.
Mike.
T, your mic. Your mic. Your microphone, T. How long have you been doing this, buddy?
Click on the thing.
It's the mic.
Sorry,
There we go.
I was a little stunned because Mike was here. You know, it was just so nice for Mike to carve time. To,
Yeah.
You know, make
Hey.
a little time for us, right?
Right,
For
yeah.
you, baby.
Seriously,
Just for
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I know.
He heard
You
you.
got
He
all
heard you.
flummoxed.
Yeah,
Did I flummox?
Oh,
Did I flummox you?
you flummoxed me. Yeah, flummoxed me.
Yeah,
Oh.
I surprised him with your appearance tonight, so that he couldn't bail on us, right, Mike?
Oh, really? We're doing that now? This is our thing. Come on, you know me and Timo.
Yeah. Timo. Yeah.
Timo.
Who
It's
is
a
he?
thing.
Oh, he's here with his wife? Oh, I got something to do, guys. I'm sorry. You'll have to do it without me. Thank you very much.
Oh no, it wasn't my wife. It wasn't my wife. Trust me. No, it was my child. It was.
No,
I
my
was with the child.
wife was here. You could have
Oh.
had both the Timo and the Pip B.
Pip
But
no.
you passed on both Timo and Pip B,
Yeah.
so you could do your courtship of Eddie's father thing
yeah,
or whatever
so,
you do. You know?
So I could be a fucking chaperone to like the worst what do you call it? 7th graders in my son's
It
class.
was a circle of hell, wasn't it? Being
Yeah.
a chaperone.
Yes, it
wasn't
was. Oh, you have no idea, dude. There was not enough. Hey, T, you know, Pete moved. He's no longer living in his other place. He now lives out in the country. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah.
Did he ask you to move? Did he ask you to move?
Oh,
I mean,
no. He asked me to help him paint.
Oh, is that why you have no paint on you?
No.
And why you have
paint.
Oh, see,
No
T was
paint.
watching. T was watching,
Oh,
Mike.
you were watching, weren't you? Oh, okay.
Watching dipshit.
Well, guess what? I have a couple more. See, I thought when T came on, I have a couple more of these. I didn't use before. I didn't want to eat up too much time with Murr. But did you know that if somebody is selling a fucking Cessna aeroplane in the antique shop, outside the antique shop, you might be living in the country.
Oh, God.
Maybe.
If you have a Cracker Barrel every 20 yards, you might be living in the country.
We got Cracker Barrel.
When your local Royal Farm store is really on a farm, you might be living in the country.
Hey, Mike, what was the name of the grocery store?
I've never heard
It
of
was
it before.
Rudders, right?
Redners or some shit.
Retners or whatever, right? Yeah.
If your house is only a block away from the Three Spirits Winery, you might be living in the country.
Wait,
I got Mike
hey,
on that one.
when the police are conducting roadside sobriety tests before noon, you might be living in the country.
We had all of this. Mike's not making up any of
I'm
this.
not. These are just observations as we went back and forth, like I said, to get paint. There was a
Wow.
lot of paint to move.
Hey, just real quick, in case I didn't say it right, because I saw in the comments you said Merverse.com. Make sure Merverse.com. It'll be in the links below, but I'm just wanting to put that out there in case.
Hold on, say it again. What was it?
Merverse.com. There you go. Right.
Nice.
I don't know if I said it right or not, but she left a comment, so I wanted to make sure that we covered it just in case.
Yeah.
Because we love our guests. We love our guests.
Murr's awesome. Murr is
Yeah.
totally awesome. It's weird. You know, it's weird. It's the past week has just been this whole looking back. Pip and I just did the Monster Pod, and they were talking about like, oh, what was it like back in 2005, 2006, and the humor got incredibly inappropriate.
Right.
And just the week
good.
before, I was on the podcastreporter.com, and he had just interviewed Scott, he had interviewed Paul Cooligan, he had interviewed Evo Terra. He was going way back to the day of, you know, the people that originally were in Podcasting for Dummies, and he was asking me the hard questions. He was saying things like, do you think there's a community anymore, or is it just industry? And I mean, it was making me wax nostalgic, but at the same time I was like, look, podcasting is an industry, but you still have those pockets, you know. And I was telling this on Monster Pod. I was saying to those guys, if you want to see what the community is or get a taste of what it was back in '06, come to Balticon.
Oh yeah.
Freaking
Yeah,
Balticon,
absolutely.
because it's still like that, which
And
is fun.
I just want to thank Timo for letting us put his hand in our hands in his pocket. Just
For what? Oh, hello.
Oh what?
just
I beg your
What?
pardon.
hey, I'm
What
just
we're
saying.
talking
You're
about
talking about there's pockets and
Right.
get
Oh,
candy.
okay.
put
I
our
gotcha.
hands in his pocket.
Put my hand in your pocket.
Hope it's not his back pocket.
Don't make me go there, guys. Don't make me go there.
All right, so T has something he wants to premiere tonight.
I do. I just made it live, but I wanted to make it live on the MythWits.
Cool.
You guys are the first ones to see it, outside of Peter, of course. Peter already got a advanced showing of it, but this is the official trailer for The Diamond Conspiracy. This is the new book that's coming out next week.
All right, so hey guys, if you want to see it, I'm talking about us on the show, guys. Want to see it? The audience is going to see it in a minute. Make sure you go over to your YouTube button over there on the left-hand side and activate YouTube.
And I need to make sure I hit this all at the same time the right way. So hold on a second
right.
here. Where's the button? Where did it go? Oh, there you are. So I hit you, and then you.
And then make sure you hit the YouTube thing.
There you go. Oh, we're looking. We're strong.
All right, Mike, go ahead. Let her go. Oh,
All
wait a minute.
right.
Wait. All right, sorry, not yet, not yet.
Oh!
Wait. So T, introduce your video here.
So this is the book. This is the official book trailer for the 4th book in the Ministry of Peculiar Occurrences series. This is The Diamond Conspiracy. I will answer all questions about it, but basically everything was shot on location in Richmond, Virginia. I shot, edited, and directed it. So here we
Wow.
go. Here you go.
Nice.
Damn.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Nice.
Away we go. Yay! Very good. Damn, T. So you wrote, directed, filmed, and edited all that?
And
Yeah.
brought the food. Hi guys.
And wrote the food?
Hey!
Hey!
Who invited the dame?
I decided I heard there was some fun happening here, so I decided to come in and glom off it.
Yeah,
Sure.
Mike.
I
Absolutely.
did nothing. I was at a writer's retreat the entire week.
Mike,
I can still get some credit.
this is my wife. You would have gotten to know her a little better had you been at the interview. So.
Oh, don't worry, Balticon. I'll get to know her a little better.
So yeah, the
we'll
whole
be there.
while Pip was away boozing it up with other authors at the Smoky Mountain Writers Retreat, I got together with so the agent that you saw at the very beginning, that's Matt Ord.
Okay.
The woman passing by him, that was PJ Schneider, author PJ Schneider. She's also written for the Ministry of Peculiar Occurrences. She also wrote the game.
Yep, that's right. Yeah.
And then the mysterious man in black that you see in the back, that's Bill Bloom. He's part of the James River Writers Association, and they loaned us, thank God, they loaned us their office building for they loaned us their office building as a place to break because it was like 25 degrees when we were filming.
Oh.
You picked a great time of year to film outside.
Yeah.
CGI, that's
No,
actual
exactly.
steam.
No, there was no CGI at all, and it was all shot. It was all shot in my hometown of Richmond, Virginia. I've been itching to do something steampunk around the. I don't know how familiar you guys are with Richmond, but
Little
the centerpiece, that opening shot is that's a centerpiece of Richmond. That's the Main Street station, and it's
Okay.
been standing there since the late 19th century, early 20th century, and it's just a gorgeous building. I said I want to shoot something around this, and then for the Diamond Conspiracy, we were kind of taking. I was taking what I learned from the very first book trailer we did for Phoenix Rising and all the bells and whistles that we did for
That was a movie.
for the short film for the Janus Affair, and I wanted to find the happy medium between the two. So we went for the mood of what the next book's going to be.
So who did the editing? That was a pretty good job editing there.
That was me.
Yeah, what do you use?
I use well, the transition effect I had to teach myself using After Effects, and I did, and I watched a lot of YouTube videos on how to do that jittering effect.
And you did a lot of swearing.
Did a lot of swearing. lot of swearing.
I'm just here to add in the annotations, really.
There we go. Right now, I'm using the last version of Final Cut Pro before they fussed with the interface. I know eventually I'm going to have to make that jump from. Ironically, speaking with Lafferty, Mur and I had a back and forth about this. When they changed the interface from Final Cut Pro to Final Cut X,
10 or
yeah, whatever they want to call it, I
X
was
isn't
going,
don't use this anymore.
exactly.
Forget about it.
And Mur fired back with, well, for those of us who aren't at that pro level, this works great for us. So I know that I know that I need to make that jump eventually. I just may be calling Mur and going, Mur, you're going to hold my hand through this. But right now,
So
I'm using Final Cut.
You don't have any plans to just jump over to Premiere?
I've tried, and you see, first off, Premiere burned me when they were at one time very very friendly with the Apple crowd, and then when Final Cut came out, they said, well, fine, we're not going to develop Premiere anymore. And I kind of felt like I was floundering, and then I got more comfortable with Final Cut, then Premiere said, hey, we're going to be Apple friendly again. And every time Final Cut made an upgrade, it made the product better. Every time Adobe upgraded Premiere, it just got worse. And I had to teach classes. At one time I was teaching classes on both Final Cut and Premiere. And whenever people would say, well, can I do this in Premiere? I said, no, but you can in Final Cut. And then whenever I would teach a Final Cut class, I would go, I work with Final Cut and I work with Premiere. And I can tell you right now, the more I work with Premiere, the more I love Final Cut. So yeah, I may have to make that jump. I'm just having a real tough time cutting the umbilical cord. And I would like to give Final Cut X a decent shake, because I do like Adobe products. I love Motion. I love Logic Pro. I love Soundtrack Pro. I just like to see if Final Cut can really make it. You know what I mean?
And we'll jump out of the shop talk after this. But I love the interoperability with like Audition and Premiere and After Effects and Premiere. So Yeah.
And you see, Premiere did that once upon a time. I'm sorry, Final Cut did that.
Yeah.
In the Final Cut studio, you had all that. You could go from Final Cut to Motion. You can go then over to Soundtrack Pro. You can go back to Final Cut, and you could export the whole thing, go straight into DVD Studio Pro. Now, not so much.
Yeah.
But that that was Apple's call. I know they're trying to reach a wider consumer base, and I'm like, okay, if you said so. But
Okay,
at least
I
it's not Apple.
have two real questions for you, and they may be answered if I actually, and I'm going to say this right here and now. I've committed to go back and read all the Peculiar Occurrences series. Okay.
Okay.
Hear me now. Listen to me later. But I got to know what is sci-fi or Wi-Fi? What is that called? Is that like Steam-Fi, or what do we call that? What do we call when she's on her phone and she's transmitting something?
Yeah, we called it. Well, actually, I think we actually called it Ethernet.
Yeah, Ethernet, right.
Right.
THE, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we do mention Ethermail at one point.
Gotcha.
We do mention Ethermail, and we mentioned the Ether network or the Ethernet. I know we've done that before in the past because that was actually how the priest got her orders from the House of Usher in Dawn's Early Light.
Okay. And the second thing is, I just want to say that I knew there was a foreshadowing that guy was going to die because he stuck his hand in that dirty ashtray. I mean, that's just he's asking to die, Just saying.
Not typhoid later on.
Here's the funny thing. So Matt, the guy who was so terrific in that trailer, Matt had to he fell on the ground at one point. It's cold. He did not complain once. But when he had to dig around in that ashtray, he was flipping out. He was just like, "Oh, this is an unsanitary," and he was covering it up. And I'm sitting there going, "Bro, just nudge it by the corner." Like, "Oh, it's okay. It's for the film." Matt, you're Air Force, man. You've been in Afghanistan and stuff, and you're complaining about an ashtray.
T, you bastard! You didn't use prop ashtray filler? Come on, man.
Working on a budget.
Yeah.
Didn't make the budget.
I gotta be honest.
Rocky Mountains. I don't want to hear it. Smoky Mountains.
I'm a little bit curious because I loved your cinematography on that. What camera were you using for the cinematography? It was.
It's Iron Man's game.
It's the Iron Man camera. It's right here.
Oh wow!
This is a Nikon D3100. We actually shot the Janus Affair trailer on this as well. And because it's candy apple red, we nicknamed this camera Iron Man.
The Tony cam.
The Tony Stark cam. The story about this was, we were in a rush to catch a plane, and unfortunately we got into a gypsy cab, and we left like about $400 worth of camera equipment in said cab, so I never saw it. It was camera equipment.
More like $1,000.
More like $1,000. Camera equipment, podcast gear. It hurt.
Right.
So we went to replace the camera, and when I went to replace the camera, I said, well, I've always been a Canon guy, but I want to try Nikon out. And the guy was like, well, this is the D3100, yada yada. So it sounds great. And he went, would you like it in black or candy apple red?
Red.
And I went, fuck, bring out the red. I've been like I said, I've shot a couple of things. Pip and I are talking about starting a 5-minute video supplement to the shared desk. We're shooting on that, and the video that this thing shoots is actually pretty impressive. And as far as the cinematography, God bless you, because I realize now, after doing this trailer, how reliant I was on the guy who was doing all the cinematography and the setup in the first two trailers. That was done by a guy named Link Williams. He calls himself Bald Groove Studios, and if you look at the shots that he set up for both Phoenix Rising and the Janus Affair, it's stunning. I mean, he just did a great job, and I'm like, this is what I've got to match. So I appreciate the kudos.
It was good. It was good.
That was awesome. It was fantastic.
I appreciate it.
Cinematography's not easy. I work in production companies. I know the pain.
Yeah. I mean, and it can make or break. It can make or break a film. I mean,
Oh yeah.
We were just talking about we were watching The Hobbit, the first Hobbit,
Mhm.
and it is a beautiful film.
Yes,
It's
it
a
is.
beautiful, beautiful film. But unlike the Fellowship of the Rings and the original Lord of the Rings trilogy,
Yep.
it's just missing. The Hobbit was at its best not during the battle scenes. It was at its best when it was Martin Freeman and Ian McKellen.
Yes.
You let those guys riff, and when they stuck to the stuff that the book was famous for, the scene in Bilbo's house
Yes.
where they're
Oh,
tossing
yeah.
around the dishes, straight out of the book, and
Yeah,
you
that
could
was
just
entertaining.
that was shot with love. And if I could have had a whole film of that, I mean, wow. But
One film.
2 films.
Or two.
I would have given Peter Jackson 2 films.
Yeah, that was his original plan until Warner Brothers said no.
4 hours of plate tossing.
Cha-ching, cha-ching,
You're-
cha-ching, cha-ching.
Keep
Let's come on,
squeezing it out.
come on, Bessie, come on, Bessie. Gotta milk that. But no, I mean, for me, the best scenes were with Martin Freeman and McKellen, and you know, every time they talked, it was just like I could have a movie with just these 2 guys reading the phone book, and I'd be happy.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Just dinner conversations.
yeah. Yeah, tell Peter you liked it. You know,
I
Peter.
will in the New Zealand meeting that we attend every
Yeah.
month. Yeah. I still prefer the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, me too.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Sorry.
I'm not. You know what? Have you guys seen the 4-hour cut of The Hobbit? The 3 movies?
The fan edit.
Oh dear, the fan edit. I'm
Yeah.
afraid.
Yes.
I'm sure.
No, it's awesome.
Yeah.
So
good.
what he did,
Someone properly cut the trilogy into a solid 4-hour flick.
Of course they did. It probably ranks up there with Phantom Edit, as you know, as fan brilliance goes. You know.
Yeah.
But you know, and you talk about since we're talking about fan films real quick, I haven't seen it yet. I know you guys just recently ran the Punisher Dirty Laundry.
Yes.
That was
Apparently,
so
that
good.
same director who did that and the Power Rangers reboot.
Oh, Adi Shankar. Adi Shankar is the producer for it. I don't remember the director, but if you go on his channel, he shows all of them. He even did the Super Fiend Judge Death animated miniseries.
and
as
he
well.
also did. He just recently released one where it was an aged Bond, like an aged Sean Connery.
Yes.
And I haven't seen it yet. And so
I've seen that.
I've heard it's supposed to be brilliant. I've
Isn't
heard.
Sean Connery already old?
Yeah, but this is animated. You couldn't actually
Oh, okay.
get
I
Sean
was about
Connery.
to
Thank
say.
you very
Okay.
much.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you guys, premiering the trailer.
Absolutely.
And then we're gonna put this in the feed tomorrow, so it's gonna officially launch season 4 of Tales from the Archives. While we're in New Zealand next week, we're actually going to season 4 of Tales from the Archives will officially launch with
Okay.
Ali Grauer's short story Spiritus Sanctum,
Mm-hmm.
and we're gonna start dropping episodes, and hopefully we'll have some that'll last for a while.
Buffer.
Awesome. That's cool.
Yeah.
Beautiful thing.
That's cool.
But yeah, it was a labor of love, and we hope that Ace enjoys the trailer. We hope that the readers enjoy the trailer. They get excited about it. And for those of you who have blogs, if you want to grab the trailer, embed it in your blog, by all means, do so. And thanks, guys. I
Yeah.
appreciate you guys bringing us back on. such a-
Absolutely. I already have the link in the video. I have the link on our Facebook page, so we're pushing it out as best we can. And unfortunately, I'll let you know ahead of time because I just found out in the notes why I've been a little busy typing that for whatever reason, don't know why. Welcome to live. There was no sound, or we heard it, but our audience didn't hear it.
What?
So it was a silent movie.
Beautiful.
But fortunately, the sound. They didn't miss any words, which is good because it was
Good.
that's good. But I posted the link so they can all see it. So
John Williams. I mean, John Williams would be very upset that no
so
one did.
so I have to apologize to our listeners. We really never had this happen before. This is one of those.
Weird.
Every time we turn around, there's always this new error that comes out of nowhere. Like we've never had that problem. 2 years.
Well, that being said, Mike, have I got your attention, Mike?
Yes.
Yeah. Fuck you, okay? I didn't know where the mute button was, okay? So fuck you, all right?
I didn't
Damn.
do it. I heard sound. DA heard sound.
Right.
You
No,
made
I'm
the
talking about when I
sound.
first came on here. You were giving me shit about not being able to find out the mute button. So fuck you, Mike. Goddamn podcast. So fuck you.
You found it.
That's
Yay,
fire.
T. Good. T found his mute button.
Awesome.
you gonna be able to? Can you stick around? Can you stick around and play our game? Oh, I like it. Hey,
Yeah,
hold it up. You gonna?
Hey, we'll play your reindeer game. You bet. You bet.
Hey, all
cool.
right,
Okay.
Awesome. All right. So, I mean, are we ready, or is there any last-minute comments, or?
Well, we've the link. It's already in the show. It's just click on that, go watch it, and it'll lead you to the book. T, give us a website. Where can we buy this book?
Well, of course, you can always buy the book through ministryofpeculiaroccurrences.com. You can also go to very simple bit.ly, bit.ly/MOPO, that's for Ministry of Peculiar Occurrences, MOPO-04. That'll take you straight there.
Where'd you get that, T-Mo? T-Mo.
MOPO, yo!
What?
I'm just talking about MOPO.
It's contagious.
Oh, and I did start listening to.
Shut your mouth. I'm just talking about MOPO.
I started listening to the first story of the Ministry series, and I'm in, I don't know, maybe 4 chapters, and then I was like, oh crap, we're going to be interviewing Myrrh. I got to listen to her book, so I squeezed her book in between. So I'm going to go. I'm going to finish her book. I got about 20 minutes left, and then I'm going to go back to your all's book. So.
We're trusting you.
And it's good. No, it's good. I like it. It's awesome. All right, so Mike, are you ready?
I don't know. I think if I do the thing where I will share my screen, and it's going to be that screen, and then I make it that, I think now everyone on the show can see it. It's
Yep.
Let's see.
Oh dear.
I can even make it a little bit wider.
Wait.
You're not reading the instructions, are you? Look, it's
I
right
can't.
there.
I can't. What?
This is why he has me around.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'm gonna read it to you, okay? Relax, T. I know you just figured out the whole mute button thing, okay? It's all right, buddy. We're playing movie. We're playing movie poster madness, and you guys can get a pen or paper, or we can just use the honor system. I trust everyone here, but T. But we'll make him go first. So there's gonna have five movie posters that I have been able to show my prowess at using Photoshop, and I have photoshopped all the words out of these posters, okay? Wow. So all the words have been removed from the poster, and your mission, which you will choose to accept, will be to correctly name the movie advertised in the poster. For each correct answer, you will earn a point. Earning at least 2 points qualifies you for the bonus round, where your true movie metal will be tested. Heavy metal.
So Mike, I'm looking at it. It's showing up good, so you're good.
Showing up good.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're good.
So here we go. This is our first movie for number 1, and T-Mo.
Yeah.
I know.
I know it too. It's
Don't
she.
help him, Pip. Do not help him.
But we only have one brain between us.
Yeah, pretty much. We're the Frank and Claire Underwood of podcasting.
Pretty nice.
This one's cake.
So I said it, right?
What?
Was it?
Were you supposed to say it?
Am I supposed to say it?
Yes, yeah. Whichever you think it is. Look, you could think it's like
It's
something
she.
that it's not. She.
She. Yeah.
She. All right, Pip.
I told him that.
No, they're a team, Mike.
I love you, Pip. I love you. No, what do you say it is, Pip?
She.
She?
I actually saw that. Yeah.
All
Is
right.
that the one? Scarlett Johansson
Pete.
and the-
I'm thinking. I have no clue. I'm just gonna say the Fish Called Wanda.
Jesus.
Good movie.
I have no clue. That actor's in it, I think.
What gave it away? The mustache?
I don't know. I'm
I'm also going to give everyone a hint while we're still on number 1.
Really?
Before we move on to Brian. And that is, pay very close attention to every poster that you see, okay? Because if you make it to the final round, it will be very important that you look at every aspect. There will be questions regarding these posters. Now, that being said, Brian! Do you have a guess on what this movie's called?
Mm-hmm.
What
Her.
would you like to?
Oh,
Her.
that was cheap.
You're an idiot. You know that? No. I got this. It's me. Dang.
See, now, I thought she was giving you a rope-a-dope or something. I was like, oh, that's awesome.
Dang. It's me.
All right.
Dang. I've seen it before. Dang.
The answers will be revealed at the end, ladies and gentlemen. So, all right, here we go with number
Hell.
the next
Yeah.
one. All right, this is number 2. Let's go with T first.
American History X.
How you spelling that? AMERIC American
Arkin.
History X. Pip, do you have a different guess, or are you gonna go with him?
I think that's the right one.
All right, and Peter.
Oh yeah, that's American History X.
Oh, it is. You sure?
It is.
Alrighty.
It's not a fish called Wanda.
Brian.
American History X.
All right. Well, we'll see. All right. Gee, this is hard doing this. I got to run the board and run that. All right. So let's go back to T and Pip, and then we have. Oh no, I can't. Oh, that's right. No, I have to keep it on me. That's right. Have to keep it on me. So
You have
all
to
right.
keep
Now
it on
going
you,
on
yeah.
to number 3. Going on to number 3. And T. Number 3. T.
Oh.
Oh.
Rent.
No. Oh, yeah.
Rent.
Okay. Pip.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you just kind of like you?
Yeah.
He went with your she. You're gonna go with his rent.
I'll go for hire. Get it? Rent, hire.
Yes. You're raising the rent.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Wow.
I write all the.
No, you
Peter.
You know, I'm just gonna go with what they said because I don't know. I'm gonna say I agree. Rent, sure.
Okay. All right. Sheep. Sheeper.
Meh.
And Brian.
Rent.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, sounding confident,
How
are
many
we?
of us have it? All right.
Maybe
And
we'll-
let's see that. What was that?
after this
Number.
is done.
Was that number 3? Number 3. All right.
Yep.
Here's number 4.
Ugh.
Oh!
Oh, yeah, you went there, didn't you?
Ugh.
Hey,
Nice.
easy,
I
guys.
feel dirty writing the name of this movie down.
It's okay. I mean, if you think you know the name of the movie, whatever. I mean,
Ugh.
it's actually a anti-smoking campaign ad.
Your ass is grass, Cafus.
All right,
Ugh.
T.
God.
I'm going to try not to throw up in my mouth as I say this. It's Avatar: The Last Airbender.
All right, A T.
VAR.
Not
No.
T-A-V.
Avatar the LAB. LTLAB. Is that what you're going for, Pip?
Yeah. Either that or it's an advertising for vaping. That could also be it. I don't think it's
Oh.
necessarily.
Or you can put it under its other
Avatar,
title,
the last
Night
vape
Shyamalan.
bender.
OS. So, you know.
All right. Okay, Peter.
It's Avatar: The Last Check M. Night Shyamalan was given to make a movie.
You
No, I think
you would have thought they figured it out from The Happening. You would have thought they would have like, all right, stop the checks at The Happening.
Right.
Right?
I think this movie is called Piss on Brian's Head. No, it's Avatar: The Last Airbender.
It might as well have been called that.
Okay, Brian, I know your answer. Okay, moving on to number 5.
No.
Dibba dip.
Hold on. For number
What?
4, it's The Last Airbender.
Yeah,
Oh,
Last Airbender.
look at little Mr. Anal Retentive. Okay.
I'm sorry. Wait, are you pedantifying anyone else's answer?
No.
Okay, all right. There we go then. Moving on.
Oh.
Number 5. So we have.
Dibba dip.
Well, actually, what this movie is what Brian did after he saw The Last Airbender. He just, went over to Winchester. He grabbed himself a pint and waited for the whole thing to blow over.
Mhm.
This is Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead.
You've got red on you.
SOTD. Pip, do you concur, or do you have some other name that's correct?
Come on, it's Hot Fuzz, baby. Guess Hot Fuzz.
You, Morris. It's the best use for a cricket bat
Oh,
of any use,
then.
including playing cricket.
I assume that's
And
you're going with Shaun of the Dead as well?
Ended with a great Queen song.
Yes, it did.
And
My best friend.
Peter.
Dibba 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 dibba.
you're not my best
It's
friend.
Shaun of the Dead. It's absolutely Shaun of the Dead.
And
Quit
Sir Baron.
Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead. Okay. Well, here we go. How did you do? Let's take a look.
I was her.
Hey,
She.
look, there's that movie Her.
Check.
And good thing Pip saw it because she was positive. I saw this movie.
So it looks like Brian has 1 point for round 1. Moving on to number 2.
A fish called her. What?
A fish called Her. Yes. Here we are. American History X.
Check.
Booyah.
All right. Again, last chance to look at all the parts of these posters, okay? Because that's important. And so that would be everyone gets a point. So for this one, so that's 1, 1, 1, and 2. And then the next one, it looks like everyone's solid.
Mm-hmm.
2, 5 million 45 6 numbers of I don't know remember, but it sounds like this and whatever it is. What is it? What is that number song they had in that song? No.
Never saw it.
2,
No
2,
idea.
3. 6,546,000.
It's been way too long since I've seen Rent.
Okay. Well, somebody let me know what.
You
that-
try.
Wait a minute, wasn't the song "Everybody Dies of AIDS"? Everybody dies of AIDS. Wasn't that a
That's on Team
South
America
Park?
World Police.
Oh,
Team
okay.
America World
Team
Police.
America? Right. Okay. Sorry.
I was
Alright.
going to guess Q, but hey.
Could have been.
All right. So at the end of Rent, it's 3 to 4. And now for number 4. Speaking of which,
Mhm.
bringing
In
it
3D.
Hey.
None of us got the in 3D.
Oh, wrong.
See the whitewashing coming at you.
You could see the suckage.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So it's 4 to 5, and now making it, yes,
Yeah.
Shaun. Actually, I would have taken Shaun of the Dead.
Shawan.
How about
Making
Shaun?
it 5 to 6. That could be important, you guys, because now we get on. Everyone has made it to the final round, the bonus round, and now the first question is, how many Homo sapiens appear on the Rent poster?
Oh,
Is it
jeez.
6, 8, or 9? T.
Hang on. 8.
Teague with 8. Pip.
I don't know, were the humans on there?
I don't know. Are people with AIDS human?
Aw.
Sorry.
Womp, womp, womp.
So are you going with your husband, or are you gonna?
Yeah, I think I will. I'm just trying to count. Yeah. Okay, I'll go with 8.
All right. And Peter.
It's a memory test, eh?
Haha.
A memory test.
You like dogs?
It's testing our memory. 9. I'll go with 9.
He goes with 9, and Brian, you go with
6. 6.
6. All right. And T and Pip are correct. There were 8 Homo sapiens on the poster. 1, 2, 3. See,
remember there were
1,
at least
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8.
Oh.
2 in there. I remember
Oh,
the
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I thought there were 2 of
Cheeky.
them that had 2 people, but you know,
Cheeky.
memory.
That wasn't
Memory.
a 2 person, that was 2 people.
Gotcha.
All right, so that is now 6, 6,
6?
and
The tie-
5,
I think it all-
and 6. Little Pee-wees, one behind. So here's the next question. What color are Joaquin Phoenix's eyes? I'm sorry. Joaquin Phoenix's eyes. Are they blue? Are they green? Are they brown? Or Joaquin Phoenix is the devil, therefore they're red.
I hate you.
We'll start with Pete. Are they blue,
Well, you've
green,
seen
brown,
the movie,
or...
honey, so maybe you should go first.
I wasn't looking at that. It was
What color were Joaquin? Joaquin. Fuck, I don't know, man. He is the devil. Red.
Okay.
That's harsh, man.
No, actually, I like him a lot. I think he's awesome, but whatever.
Yes, he's definitely plays a great whoever he was in the movie where he was the
Guy with the thing.
the guy who stabbed the other guy. Okay. Brian?
Blue.
Brian says blue. Okie dokie. And Pip?
I'm gonna go green.
Pip's going green.
I'm too
And
So sure, and his eyes are green.
hey, you with the face.
Yeah, me. Yeah, me.
Yeah, that's
Well, the last time I listened to Pip,
I
it
didn't
was
say
she.
listen.
So I'm gonna go with blue as well. Of course, if I get it wrong, I'll never get the end of it. But I'm gonna go with blue.
you. Okay, let's take a look. Oh,
no, they're-
that is blue. If I ever saw blue.
Are they?
That's Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
That's
Joaquin Phoenix.
Damn. What a porn stash will do to somebody.
I know.
Well, it's because he has that scar, man. Remember, he has that.
Yeah,
gnarly
I
lip
thought.
scar?
I don't know. I swear to God, I thought that was Kevin Kline.
Here.
He looks like young Kevin Kline in that picture. That's right.
Wanda, he does.
Yeah.
That's
Oh my
where that's where I was coming from with that. I'm like, oh, it's Kevin Kline. It's a fish called Wanda. I don't know.
All right. Well, good for you.
He is the devil. I told you, devil.
Hey.
All right. So, you know what? Let's do the score real quick. It's T with 7, Pip with 6, Pete with 5, and Brian with 7. So T and Brian are sandwiching the lead. In Shaun of the Dead poster, Nick Frost is holding a baseball bat, shovel, rifle, or who the hell is Nick Frost?
Anyone who picks D is uncultured in British comedy.
They should never be allowed on this show again.
Right.
All right, I guess I'll just.
The
you're gonna have
man
to find a new
plays
co-host.
Santa on Doctor Who, for God's sakes.
All right, let's go with Brian at first.
Shovel.
Nick was holding a shovel. Well,
Mhm.
okay, dokie. Okay. Peter.
Strap-on dildo. Oh, I'm sorry. I got to pick one of these. No.
I mean,
Shovel.
I
I'll go with
kinda
shovel.
Spoon feed. You're going with shovel? Okay. All right, buddy.
They're pretty much the same thing, right? I mean, no. What?
Pretty much. Yeah.
No.
Pip.
In some circles.
Depends on what sport you play.
Again,
Right.
ouch.
You're the one who sat in.
Yeah, I know. I
came in here on your
made
own
a bad
volition.
choice. Okay. I'm going with shovel because why would he ever have a baseball bat, whatever that's for?
Yeah, right.
Cricket
That
bat
is
has more s-
correct.
Yeah, if you're gonna hit something, hit it with a cricket bat.
Yeah, with cricket bat.
And is that T? Are you going with shovel as
Going with
well?
shovel.
Shovel
Shovel.
as well. All right.
Touched by
so that-
Win Phoenix.
All right, that would be there we go.
There he is.
There's
Nick Frost.
the shovel.
Nick Frost.
That is a giant cricket
Touch
bat.
of Frost.
Nick Frost. He has blonde hair? I didn't know he had blonde hair. What?
No.
No, I'm kidding. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Ay. Okay. I think this is the last question, if I'm not mistaken. What was that, number 4? Or I don't know. Who knows? Well, let's see. In the poster, what is the first name of both actors
Damn.
in American History X?
Oh, damn.
And, oh, yes, fill in the blank, bitches.
Just the first name?
Yes.
Just the
Now,
first name, right?
who wants to go first? Do not say it, but who wants to go first? Nobody.
I'll go first.
Wow.
I'll go
Okay,
first.
Oh, okay. You're gonna go first. All right. Then you can't
Sure.
go first. T.
All right. First names. Okay. First names of both actors.
Mhm.
Edward.
Okay.
just
And
gonna go-
Pip.
Yeah, that's what it's Ed Norton, right? So it's Edward.
Yeah.
Or
but,
Ed.
But there's it's both actors.
There's two actors. You going with
Two
that?
actors.
Oh.
I'm gonna say the second one was Alejandro.
Peter.
Alejandro.
Looked like someone very familiar, but I can't.
Yeah.
One of those sort of young actors. Ed Furlong, isn't it? No,
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
isn't it?
I'll go.
Edward.
Yes.
Okay, go.
It's Ed Furlong and Ed Norton.
Yeah.
Okay, Eddie and Ed and Eddie. And
Actually,
Baron?
I actually
Oh.
met Ed Furlong.
Yeah. It looked like Ed.
That's cool.
I don't know. Maybe they were hiring.
Before or after he fell off the rails?
Before.
All
This
right.
is when he did the movie Pecker.
I'm joining the flock.
Okay.
Same
All
same
right, so
as
then-
Pete, yeah.
All right. Yes, and that is correct. Edward Norton. Hey Norton and Edward Furlong. And if you watched the if you,
Edward and
if you watched
Edward.
the movie Pecker, you knew it was a very long fur. Long. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. And there is one last question. One last question. What substance is flying around the Airbender poster? Is it smoke, water?
Oh god, this could lead to such a horrible debate.
I know the answer to that one.
We're gonna get in a fight.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fight. Dude, there's gonna be a fight.
We should walk away from this. We should just walk away from this.
Yeah, I honestly think this is something we should walk away with because all those choices, and with that poster,
Brian, we'll start with you then.
Brian, if you want to opt out for D, all of the above, or E, none of the above, we can also do that as well.
Can I make a fourth choice?
Or D, or you could do D, smoke weed every day.
Or D, fuck you, M. Night Shyamalan. How about that? Can we make that D?
Oh please, yes. Anyways,
Fuck you, M. Night Shyamalan.
Okay. Now, logically, I would say D, air, but in this case, I'm gonna take a stab and say C, clouds.
C, clouds.
Swear to God, Cephas. Swear to God, Cephas.
stuck your finger right in a wound. Pow!
I know, right?
I whittle it a bit.
Hey, look! Look!
Peter.
Hey, look! Here's Brian's nerve. Mike's going.
Actually, Peter, I think this is the nerve, and Brian's going.
Right, pretty much.
All right, Peter, what do you say? Is it smoke, water, or clouds?
My answer is hello, my honey. Hello, my baby. No, I don't know. Fuck. It could be anything. The clouds. Sure.
Okie dokie. C. Peter.
Swear to God, if it's what I think it is, Cephas. Swear to God.
I really want to have a right-in answer of D. Fuck you, M. Night Shyamalan. Can I have that?
Yeah, that's a good answer.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a great answer.
Okay.
Shama.
That's mine. Mine is D. Fuck you, M. Night Shyamalan.
Shamalama Ding Dong.
And Pip.
I think my answer is E. The lost hopes and dreams of people who really wanted a good movie.
Nice.
Oh,
See if you look really
yes.
Yes.
strange faces screaming out of horror.
He's swirling despair.
All of the Avatar fans, their faces turn into like the German guy in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
All right, I'm bringing up the big picture on this poster now.
Swear to God, Cephas.
Right there on the left.
Brian. These swirling things. There's no smoke that does that. That is what I call. There's no clouds that does it. That's smoke. All right,
I knew it! You were gonna go with smoke. He is an airbender. Dude, he is an airbender. All right.
Which means, kids,
It would be
the winning answer is E. The lost hopes and dreams of people who went to see
There you
that.
go. I give it to Pip. Yep. It's E.
I knew you were
Listen
going
to
to say
me.
smoke.
See that face?
See that face on Brian? I mean, come on.
All right, put that up top.
Oh,
Listen to me, you guys. That I looked this up. I actually looked it up and made sure that smoke is particulates that float around in the air. Okay, so yes, he's bending air, and that substance, because I said he's substance that is floating around. Okay.
Water Kingdom.
As we hear Brian
Clouds.
squirm,
In the water
Again,
temple
I
is
say-
Arctic.
the
It is-
winning answer is E, the lost hopes and dreams of people who went to see that movie. I think
All right,
Pip-
Mike.
I am going to give Pip, if anyone who answered D gets a D, so that'll be Pip. So she gets a 9, and T gets a 9.
I love that cartoon, man.
You know what, Brian? Here's how you cleanse yourself. Get a copy of the live-action Battleship Yamato. You'll feel better.
Oh God, yes.
They did a good job on that. They did a really good job on that. I felt like I was reliving my childhood all over again. It was not perfect, but they caught the spirit of Battleship Yamato.
That's
So
because M. Night Shyamalan was nowhere near it.
M. Night Shyamalan had nothing to do with it. That was their first bonus.
Did you hear he wants to do a sequel to Unbreakable?
Well, here's your first problem.
No, don't.
One decent movie.
Unbreakable could have a sequel, but not with him involved.
I mean,
the
it was a good. I liked the first one. It wasn't the greatest movie in the
Well,
world.
it was so
liked
open-ended. Well, it was open-ended because if you look when he confronts Samuel Jackson, you see clippings of other people who are unbreakable.
But that's the whole point of the movie was that it ended the way it did. You don't then go on with that. I mean,
Patton Oswalt did a whole thing about Unbreakable and how it should be a trilogy. Go look it up on YouTube, kids.
okay.
But he's got to do a sequel to that because it's one of the only movies that's halfway decent that he's done. So really,
That's not his staple gold star, which is like The Sixth Sense. All right.
Yeah.
oh, here comes
All right,
the
well,
twist.
We have a three-way tie, and in an unprecedented split decision, I've decided who the winner is. There is T, Pip, and Brian with 9 points. However, the very bizarre decision I've gone with is that Pete is the winner because I was actually going with the lowest scoring person. So, Pete, you win. Wah, 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 wah.
I don't.
And thus, this was how the game of golf was invented.
Right, exactly. What are you doing?
Congratulations.
I feel like a government worker. Hey, I get rewarded for fucking up the most.
Everybody gets something. Yay.
I get the government trophy. Oh,
All
shit.
right, guys. Thanks for playing. All right. Well, geez, I'm gonna have to really change it up with some of these posters. I've got some hard ones in the bank. So
I think what you need to do is, in the future is everybody writes down their answer and then we give it from what we wrote down.
well, for games, I'm gonna start this thing where everyone is gonna have an open chat window with me, and everyone is actually gonna type their answer and send
Submit
it.
it.
Yeah, all right. That's fine.
So I think
Submission,
we're gonna
alright.
do that next. I gotta just
All
remember
right.
to do that
I
next.
was just do some older movie posters. Like get some movie posters from the 60s and the 70s.
Like
Oh,
Brazil.
I had Attack of the 50-Foot Woman. I did
All right.
that one.
Oh, damn.
Dude, like 1 million BC. Hello. Colossus,
like-
the Colossus of New York.
Or Bullet, or
Bullet.
and a lot of these, you know what? A lot of those older ones from the 60s and 70s are paintings done by. There was a whole style of movie posters back then, so you wouldn't even actually see the real actors, or so you'd have to know. You'd have to know it.
Minimalized style, you know.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
like the Blob. That Blob.
Yes. Or The Game. The Game
Yeah.
is an amazing movie with a great poster.
Or Death Race 2000. Or yeah, it was Death Race 2000. That's a
Oh,
awesome
the
poster.
Game. He's an amazing rapper.
Oh God.
Hey, we got an interview with a rapper coming up.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
It's gonna be over the break. We're gonna interview a rapper. Should be fun.
Okay.
Whoop, is he a candy rapper?
He's a very controversial rapper.
Oh boy. This is gonna be
Yes.
fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one.
All right, so we're gonna switch to the news. T and Pip, are you still gonna stick around in our reindeer games,
Or do you
guys
want to? You can head out if you
dump
want.
out,
hit the hay.
We gotta hit the hay because
That's cool.
Apparently I'm coming over to help paint tomorrow over at Pete's. So,
Oh, okay, right.
Jesus
Hey,
Christ.
bring-
Take some Advil.
Bring or tramadol.
Oh God.
All right, thanks,
All
guys.
right. Good night. All right, thanks a lot.
See you.
Everybody-
Wait, Tebow. Don't go yet. Don't go. Wait. No. Okay, all right. You and I are going to do a show one time, and it's going to be a expose on the punk genre, okay, of steampunk, diesel punk, this punk, that punk. I would like to do something like that with you, and then we're going to do a serious aspect of it, and then we're going to joke each other off.
Joke off,
and,
right.
and we'll
Is it a circle joke? Is that what's gonna?
Damn it, you beat me to it. Oh, man.
and we're gonna talk about like McDonald's punk, McPunk, and like what that world would be like. We're gonna so
I'm punking it.
I can tell you the best time we can do this too. We could do this when the movie Tomorrowland comes out.
Oh,
Because
yeah. Comes out on my birthday.
Tomorrowland is if you were to give that a style, a punk, you would call that Atom Punk.
Yes, right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Atomic Age, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, by all means, if you want to do that, because I'm actually really excited about Tomorrowland. If they fuck it up, I'll be ready to riff.
I don't know, man. It's Brad Bird. He does a good job.
That is my.
I had
wait a minute.
Night Shyamalan was the assistant director on that. So.
Hold on, wait. There's a hashtag I've been trying to get people to start, and it's because Hollywood does all these reboots, and they actually dig into all our childhoods and stuff. It's PD. Please don't fuck it up. So PDFU. I'll leave out the I because that way you can go PidFu, right? So it's please don't fuck it up. So whenever you see something cool about like a
Or add H to the end for Hollywood, so PIDFA.
PidFa, right?
Please
don't fuck it up, Hollywood.
Right. Yep.
I like that.
Yep.
Okay, well, thanks.
Okay, guys. Good night.
Yep. See ya.
Take care, T. Pip.
Bye bye. They don't believe in long goodbyes, Mike. All right, Brian. Let's get some news.
Alrighty, so it looks like that they finally have directors for the Phase 3 Avengers Infinity War Part 1 and 2, and it's actually going to be the Russo brothers who did Winter Soldier.
Oh.
So we got the directors of the Winter Soldier, Joe and Anthony Russo, who are also going to direct Infinity Wars Part 1 and 2. So.
Hey, did you know that the Winter Soldier came out on 4/14, or 4/4/2014?
Yeah. That was I think Illuminati, it's all real. Oh my god. Hydra's
it's
real.
It's what that poster behind you says.
Brian,
Anyways.
please continue.
Okay. More Marvel news. So it looks like our Peter Parker might have been chosen. Despite popular demand, it looks like 16-year-old Matus Ward, who's in productions such as the show Hostages, might be eyed as the lead to play Peter Parker, which is obviously everyone knows he's supposed to show up in Captain America 3 Civil War, which is supposed to come out next year. So filming should begin soon.
Picture of this guy? Because I don't.
Yes,
know
I
who
do.
he is.
Hey, Mike, also go to three people. Oh.
Yes, sir. Commencing 3 people in 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. The wrong thing.
Really?
And 3 people. Yay!
Okay, yeah. All right. So, sorry, Brian. Go ahead. He's young.
Yeah, because Marvel did say they are going for a high school Peter Parker.
They're not going to reboot him, are they?
I don't think so, because they're squeezing him in for Civil War.
Okay, good.
From what I'm seeing.
Because, look, Marvel, Hollywood, whatever. If it's a superhero that we all love, you don't need to reboot it. You don't need to tell the story. We know the story. Doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah,
don't do it.
true.
Just do the character. We know. We get it. We know.
Well, since I have us on screen share, our lovely friends at geekology.com has shown us something cool. It is the first commercially available handheld flamethrower.
Sweet.
The XM42 flamethrower. Apparently, you can actually get the powder-coated polished version for $800, or just the straight-up fabricated one for $699.
Nice.
They actually have a video here, but for the sake of time, we can play it later.
Okay.
But just look up the XM42 handheld flamethrower.
Or as I like to call it, spider killing device.
Kill it with fire.
Right.
That brings a whole new meaning to the phrase "kill it with fire."
And can you get it in that nice purple, like the dildo that's above there too? Can you get it in a purple, or?
Hey, they're powder coating it. You can powder coating it. You can get it in any color you want. You can get it in polka dots for all they care.
Can you get it in Iron Man red?
Iron cherry red. Man, you're paying $800 for the thing. I'm sure they don't care what color you want.
I want a polka dot.
I want cherry red and piss yellow polka dot.
Uh-huh.
French fried potatoes. So, speaking of more cinema news, Neil Blomkamp is actually making some changes to his Aliens movie that he's doing. And from what they were interviewing him because Chappie came out and it did not do so good.
That's what I heard.
I saw it.
Yeah, I was disappointed.
I can sum it up in 2 words.
Okay.
Hot mess.
Oh man.
There were some scenes. I watched it with a very small theater crowd. It was a late night showing, and there were some scenes I saw that made me actually stand up and say "fuck you" to the screen.
Oh wow.
And I honestly believe. Here's my personal theory: the minute he got this Alien movie greenlit, while he was doing Chappie, he just did not care anymore. He wanted to make that Alien movie now. It's like, oh, okay. Nothing against, Hugh Jackman, Sigourney Weaver, and the South African rap group Die Antwoord, who...
No, I love those guys.
Yeah, they're great, but...
Yo, I'm Ninja!
But, God, that movie was so disappointing. Like, it's either... It's hot mess or missed potential. That's what most people say. It was so sad.
Chappy schmappy.
Hey, you know what? I like Die Antwoord, right? And when I heard they were going to be in the movie, I was just like, oh, that's cool. And then,
they did some Deus Ex Machina stuff, and I'm just like, oh, God, fuck this movie. But, basically, he's been talking with Empire, and he was talking with Ridley Scott because, Ridley Scott is still doing Prometheus 2, and he doesn't really talk too much about it, besides what we already know. It's ignoring Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection. It's gonna have Michael Biehn and Sigourney Weaver in it. It's gonna be about them.
It's an awesome start.
Basically, he's just kind of reassuring everyone, that's what it's all about. He only cares about the first 2 films. It's all about those xenomorphs, man. And basically, he's kind of looking to see how Prometheus 2 plays out a little bit, because it's still in pre-production. It's still being
all
written.
about those morphs. No predators. It's all about those morphs.
But basically, here's
I thought that, but didn't do it.
Yeah, here's this quote. Here's this quote. All right, because here's the thing. Prometheus 2, the script is done. They're about to start filming. I have no idea.
Is that what they're calling the movie? Prometheus 2, the script is done.
Basically, one of the things he told them was, look, he said, no bullshit, that made me realize that there were massive portions of my brain taken up by xenomorphs. Basically, he's acknowledging, when I got this greenlit, I got ungodly obsessed with it. Because, we've all seen the concept art, all right? The concept art that made everyone really excited for it, and the fact that Fox said, yeah, make it. Make us more money.
Right.
And the fact that, it's a side movie that ignores the, unfortunately, canon 3 and 4. But we'll see how it goes. They don't have necessarily a title yet for it, but, it's still in the works. And, speaking of Neil Blomkamp, have you guys seen this proof of concept trailer called The Leviathan? I shared it on Facebook.
Yeah, that thing is fucking awesome.
Basically, Moby Dick in space. All right, so Ruari Robinson, the guy who did a lot of cool Kia commercials, and Jim Uhls, who was a screenwriter for Fight Club, they did this proof of concept trailer called The Leviathan, which is, it's Moby Dick in space in the 22nd century. Great CG. So it made such an impression on the internet that Neil Blomkamp and X-Men writer and producer Simon Kinberg are talking to him about producing it and making it into a feature film.
Ooh.
So we might actually get our killer
That'd be
space
cool.
whale. We might see our killer space whale.
So when you guys hear his name, Neil Blomkamp, do you ever think Blumpkin? Does it ever?
Yes.
Does that ever?
Yes.
I've actually heard someone say Blumpkin by accident.
Okay.
One
Right.
time.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. But
I'm not the only one.
but
I
you know,
wouldn't be proud that it's me who thinks it too. I mean, I'm just saying.
Right.
all I can
It's
say
me
is
we're talking about here.
Again, for the sake of time, I can't show the
A
proof of concept
Blumpkin.
teaser.
Oh.
I can't show the Blumpkin. Just seriously, just check it out.
Keep going. Oh,
Yeah, check it out on. Oh God. Check it out on Vimeo or YouTube. Just look up the Leviathan by Ruairi Robinson. It's a great proof of concept thing. That's why I love this day and age where people are making these pitch productions. I mean, we had that Mortal Kombat thing that was made to a miniseries. Unfortunately, we never got the movie, but we had a 2-season miniseries.
Right.
And now we have this. You know, I mean, we had the Power Rangers one that we recently just talked about, and now Moby Dick in space. I mean, it looked great. You know, for what it was. The premise is so laughable. Moby Dick in space. We harvest space whale eggs to make faster than light travel. That was literally the reason why they hunt these giant creatures. Is we want their eggs because we can take the stuff in the eggs and turn it into this new kind of matter that gives us faster than light.
Space estrogen.
No, that's stupid. It just should have been like a Leviathan that, like, you know, pissed off, you know, the Ahab character.
Well, that was the backstory that was given in the beginning of the teaser. No, it's explaining, it's establishing why we hunt these gargantuan flying leviathans.
Maybe just because they taste good. I mean, flying whale tastes good.
I don't know. Anyways, last bit of news, and it's a bit of a downer.
Oh man, you gotta end this show on a downer.
Unfortunately,
they're making The Last Airbender 2.
Airbender 2.
Oh God.
Oh, did we do that
We
thing?
just did that.
Yeah, you did the thing.
Look at that.
Anyways, so apparently Jennifer Lawrence will only be playing Mystique one more time, and that's going to be during X-Men Apocalypse.
That's all right.
Yeah, she's no longer going to be playing Mystique. Hey, that's kind of sad, man. She did a good job with the role.
She did all right.
She did a good job. She did a good job playing a young Miss Raven. You know, I enjoyed it. But a lot of hey, dude, a lot of internet nerds are going to be sad. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the closest thing to legally see her naked.
Well, true.
Right?
True. Yeah.
Legally.
So wait a minute. All right. So is she the same? Was she in The Fault in Our Stars?
No.
No. Who's that?
I don't remember now.
I don't know.
Okay, because she's in that Hunger Games movie too, right?
David was like, "Do not show the Blumpkin." Don't worry, buddy. We won't.
We won't.
Especially not Mike's Blumpkin.
Oh, Lord Almighty. Woo.
No, but okay, all right. So I can't remember who she was. I saw that movie, The Fault in Our Stars. Not the whole thing. I watched part of it. I couldn't.
Did you cry?
I couldn't get through it, man. It was boring as fuck. I was just like, oh God.
You couldn't wait for him to die, could you?
I was like, could you please just die already? That's terrible. No, that's not what I thought.
Brian,
That
what
is-
the
wait,
hell
wait.
is this guy?
That's not what I thought. That is not what I thought. I just thought it was boring. I just didn't like it.
don't know. Well, you know, I kind of feel bad for kind of leaving this on a downer. I don't know if any of the of you guys have seen, but I made a public announcement yesterday. As some of you know, I do voiceover work, and I've been really busy these past few weeks. I've even had to miss a couple of episodes because of it. I can finally announce why I've been gone for so long.
You got married to a guy? What? Oh no, I'm sorry. Go ahead. So that's the other news. Sorry. Good. What? I'm sorry, Brian. I'm sorry. Go
He's
ahead.
getting serious. I'm scared.
I know.
Go.
I didn't know
The
that.
interior of your house will be painted red when I'm done with you.
Awesome.
Go
I
ahead.
condone this.
And it's going to be like a Jackson Pollock paint job.
So it's not going to be painting?
There's going to be splatter on the wall.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry.
Anyways,
Go
so I got cast as a major supporting role for a broadcast up Funimation is doing called World Break. and you can actually look at the show right now. The first 5 episodes have been dubbed already. I had the privilege to make my debut last night during the broadcast dub at Funimation.com. You guys can get a free trial to check it out.
Yay!
I play a character named Taketsuru, who is a archer, who is part of a elite group of this academy called the Strikers Unit. And these are students who go to the front lines to see these kaiju beasts, and it's one of those like magical Hogwartsy, like they teach you stuff, but they also teach you how to fight.
Ah, okay.
It's one of those kind of shows.
Cool.
And I love working on the show, and I'm working with a cast who's been on shows with like Attack on Titan. I'm working with people like Clifford Chapin, Trina, all these people, and it's something I'm really happy to tell people finally. Because the thing is with Funimation, usually when you do a show, you have to wait like a year or more to announce something like this. But what the broadcast system does now is they try to dub a show that's new in Japan, and as the episodes come out, they call it a simulcast, basically. So this is a new thing Funimation is doing. It's also giving a lot of local talent the opportunity to get more roles instead of people, instead of usually getting more people, because they want to kind of keep it local because it's every week. Every week they have to do something, which is why I had to miss a few shows, because they're like, hey, we need you for, this episode. I'm like, okay, fine. But yeah, that's something I wanted to kind of end the show with. Is it's an interesting show. I'll say that. And it is TVMA though, because with every anime show there is fan service. I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
So what's
awesome.
the bad news, Brian? You're like, bad news. What's the bad news?
Well, no, I'm just. I don't know. Why are you so jumping the shark to bad news?
I don't know. Didn't he say I'm going to end the show?
No. He did. It was a story before that Jennifer Lawrence wasn't going to
I felt bad for ending
so he was bringing
the show.
He was bringing it up.
Yeah, I felt bad ending the show.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. See, I have to fucking kickstart my heart. Oh, now, I'm sorry, I couldn't get it. But I had to kickstart my heart because I'm like, no one told me, and he's fucking coming out going, so they need me every Monday night now, and I can't be on the show. I swear to God, I thought he was going there. I was like, huh? No.
And that's acting, ladies and gentlemen. I'll take my Oscar now. That's a little bit of a fuck you for the whole Avatar spiel you've been putting me through.
Yeah, you deserve it.
It's smoke. It's smoke. You don't understand. It's smoke.
And David is saying congratulations. He's happy for you. You're all grown up. You got your big boy panties on and everything and all that good stuff. So. Okay, I added panties.
Of course you did, Mike.
He was thinking it. All right. Oh my God. I kind of feel like I just had.
So now I can actually pimp something out on the show.
Nice.
Pimp, man. Pimp it out.
Very good.
So
very good.
Go to Funimation.com. Just go to the search bar, type in World Break. First 5 episodes are out. Get a 14-day free trial for the streaming service, because Funimation is now jumping on the Hulu and Netflix bandwagon. Because these shows, you can't see the dub anywhere else except the website. The only other time you're going to get to see this dubbed is when the DVD comes out. So
Awesome.
Check it out, Funimation.com. Just type in World Break.
All right, hold on a minute. I'll put this in the notes. Funimation. He pulled this on us, folks. I didn't know this was coming. Funimation.com. And what was it? Breaks?
World Break.
World Break. Okay, I'll get that in there.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Cool.
So
well, good freaking news.
If you're in there and you're doing voiceovers, which is dubbing, it's dubbed, and the characters are dancing, is that like dubstep?
That's actually good. That's actually good.
Oh.
You get a gold star. You get a gold star. You get a gold star with that one.
So
you get a happy sticker. There you go. Happy sticker.
Right there.
That was funny.
So, real quick, have you guys seen
take
the?
that one to work.
Oh God, I will.
The video for the Attack on Titan live action.
Yes.
That looks good.
Oh yeah.
That looks real good.
That just makes me more excited to see what they're going to do for the new Godzilla flick next year, because Toho is now making a Godzilla movie.
Oh wow! All right, hey,
Yeah.
Brian, you're in this whole like anime circle a little bit more than we are. Any word on the next Attack on Titan cartoon series?
They're still waiting, because unlike the broadcast dubs, they have to let the Japanese season wrap up.
That's fine. I'll read subtitles. Is it?
I honestly don't know if it's out yet, because I know they're still writing the comics or the manga, the proper term, manga.
Right.
And it's a waiting game. You just have to keep checking. I mean, I'm just the actor. If anyone would know, that would be like the marketing guys.
Nice.
Like Justin Rojas or something.
Well, just saying, because you follow anime a lot more than I do. I just thought maybe you might have your ear to the ground a little bit more than me on this one.
Well, yeah. And I understand that. And trust me, a lot of people want to see what's going on next.
Yeah, because I hear it gets... Because I never read the manga, but I heard it gets crazy. Like, they're like,
yes.
You haven't seen anything yet. I'm like,
from
really?
what I've heard, it gets nitro cranking up to 11 crazy. I've heard. You know, and I know Mike McFarlane is going to be excited to go back to that production, because I know he had such a great time doing that.
Look who it is. It's Adrian. Adrian's asking, didn't the guy die for Attack on Titan?
That was a hoax.
Okay.
The author of the manga is not dead. I mentioned.
Thanks, Adrian. Thanks.
What's funny is I mentioned that at my day job, and a lot of my coworkers who are anime fans were like, "That's not possible. I would have heard about this all over Tumblr." And I'm just like, "Oh God, don't you dare bring Tumblr into this conversation."
Right.
But yeah, we'll see what happens. The biggest misconception about voice actors, especially in studios like Funimation, is they think we know everything. Dude, we are the last people to know. I usually get like a week's notice, at the most, for anything.
Right. Right. All right.
Yeah, but
well,
that week's notice is more notice than we get in a year. So
that's true.
You got that.
All right, folks. Let's wrap this puppy up. Thanks for watching Fish Called Wanda. I'm sorry, what's that? No, all right,
Jack Joaquin Phoenix.
Starring Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin.
Joaquin. All right. Anyway, enough. We've burned that bit into the ground.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, guys. I'm not kidding. We got an interview with this controversial rapper coming up. After the mid-season break.
There's a new I'm starting a new thing. I'll be interviewing key people in pop culture. I've got two interviews lined up. Hold on a second. I haven't done this. Hey, I have an interview. Believe it or not, I'm lining something up with the Beelzebub, the devil himself. His people are trying to get back to me. And we evidently are on two different time zones. So I got that going on. And, yes, a very, very controversial white rapper. And I don't want to reveal his name just yet, but he's definitely special.
Yeah, I hear we're going to be really pushing the NSFW button on that one.
Yes. Pushing it.
Like Brian's nerve.
You're going to get a surprise knock on your door one of these days. Just.
Right. So, but we don't want to give away too much. We just want to kind of feed the fish a little bit there.
Just teasing.
A little teasing. All right.
Season.
I hope
the season.
God, I hope it doesn't torpedo this show.
Oh boy.
Man. Yeah. If old TC, like I like to call him, TC's, if he jumps the shark for this show,
yeah. We actually have to run. We actually have to run that interview by a panel first before we give it the green light. I think, right, Mike?
Yeah.
Wasn't there a certain panel we have to run it past?
Dear Lord.
Yes. Anyway,
you guys are making me nervous.
Let's
I'm trying to end the show on a decent note with a happy announcement.
Don't worry, Brian. You're on the panel.
You'll be on the panel, but you're also not culpable. So you can go, hey, wasn't me.
That's true.
You can go, I had nothing to do with these two knuckleheads. And we want to surprise you with it. We want you to. We don't want to tell you anything until you see it, because I want to see your
All right.
your live reaction to it. All right. Anyway,
Okay.
Mike, let's run that closer.
All right. I think we adjusted.
Did we get the face right?
I think we did. So when
Okay.
I run the closer, I'll just say, yep, you're good, or I'll go like, back up to your upper left. Yeah, right, exactly. Okay.
All right. Let me know when we're go.
And we are closing.
You've just enjoyed the MythWits. A special thank you goes out to our guest, Lafferty. Visit the links below and please buy all her books and listen to her podcast. Join us for a live broadcast next week and every week, Mondays, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, so you can participate in the chat room and ask questions. It was lively this week. I'd like to see that every week. If you miss our live show, you can always catch the encore episodes at mythwits.com and on our YouTube channel. Visit us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and iTunes. Make sure to do the like, follow, subscribe thing, and please give us a review on iTunes. It's important. And guess what, folks? The iTunes thing, it's coming. Mike and I are working on it. Don't worry about it. We're getting there. MythWits is a Studio187.com production and is an attribution non-commercial, no derivatives, Creative Commons work. You can download and share it with whoever you like. Just don't change it and don't try to make money with it. Make sure to check Studio187.com for more cool stuff. Congratulations, Brian, you the man. And we'll see you all next week.
And if you do make money with it, just share some with us.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, if you do make money with it, then please feel free
Sharing
to give
is
us
caring.
some of that. Right,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
What?
All right. On that
all
note.
right, hold on. I got to stop this show, and the thing won't let me. There we go. Stop streaming. Good night, all.